Hey everyone, welcome to session. We are going to do a healing session and wisdom session, a lot of wisdom in this about self-care and self-healing. Why is it important? Why should we make this a necessity, an essential part of our life? And how can we start applying it to our life and implementing it so that we can see the results and live the life that we deserve? But if we're unaware of that and we're on autopilot all the time, survival mode, you're not doing that. You're not enjoying your life. You're not living the life that you deserve because you're constantly in a state within yourself that's chaotic. Okay, so we got to learn how to calm our inner world down and making sure that we are regulating our emotions and we're controlling our life so that we can create the reality that we want. So when we're constantly on autopilot, survival mode, or we're in a really bad state of health, we are usually living a very depressed, dark life. I call it a dark life. It's dark energy. And when you don't feel good, when you aren't living the life that you deserve, it just keeps you in this karmic loop, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. But an important lesson for all of us, and it may be the most important lesson for all of us, is self-care, self-healing. We have to learn that we can heal our bodies and that it is important to take care of our bodies. Because when we're not taking care of ourselves, how do you think that you're showing up for everybody else? I work, clients come in here and they're like, oh, I want to help all these people and serve the community, but they're not even healthy. So how are you helping anybody when you're bringing energy to, when you're serving? It's not good. But people don't understand that because they think just helping is just a good thing. But it's not necessarily a good thing because you're indirectly putting out energy of scarcity, of weak, of these vibrations, these feelings that they don't feel good, stressed, rushed. It's not peaceful. It's not this peace and flow and joy, because usually you're just overdoing it and it's just too much, because most people are focused on everything else. Their energies are scattered and they forget about themselves. I had this session last week. This is why I'm bringing this up, because I always want to share wisdom with you guys as soon as I have a session or when I learn about things, and to help spread the wisdom. When I had this session with this lady, we went back to 2 of her past lives, and she kept forgetting about self-care and self-healing. Her focus was on everybody else but herself. And in her first lifetime, she died. She was a shaman, and she couldn't even be a good healer. And she realized this when she was out of her body. She's like, I couldn't even be a healer or a shaman because I didn't even take care of myself. And she died early. I think she was a guy in that lifetime, and the guy died. And in the second lifetime, she was a woman, and she was with her. It was in the Netherlands, which was cool. She had a big family, and she just kept taking care of her mom because her dad was an alcoholic, and all the kids, because there was a bunch of kids. And her whole life, she just focused on taking care of the kids, her mom, and everybody else, forgot about herself. And when she died, she explained that her lesson was self-focus, self-healing, and she didn't do it again. Same thing in her current life. So we have to take those lessons and apply it to this current life so that we're not in the same karmic loop. So that's why it's important we do past life regression if they're carrying karma over. So we have to make sure they're learning their lessons. She's still not doing it in this lifetime. And I work with a lot of clients like this. Sometimes they're on lifetime 11 and they're still in the same karmic loop. They're not understanding the lessons. So that's why it's important that I'm always reiterating the messages and the lessons from our experiences that we go through. If you've watched my other videos, it's highly, highly important that we apply the wisdom that we learn from each experience when we go through them. Okay? So it was, I already knew this, but it was just really interesting. And I got a lot of wisdom, again, just reiterating how important it is to do self-care and self-healing and to focus on ourselves and not have our energy scattered all the time. Well, how do we do that? Where do we start? Okay, first, take a comfortable position if you haven't. We're going to start saying, okay, we got to spend solitude. We got to spend alone time. We got to be in solitude because that's how we heal. That's how we heal ourselves. To finalize the healing, to actually get through it and do it ourselves. Because what are we doing in my sessions and my classes? We're riding the bike. We're not asking Jesus to come ride our bicycle for us or our spirit guides or God. No, we're riding the bicycle in here by ourselves. This is why we're doing the work. Well, what do? We got to say, okay, what is our focus on? Well, my focus is on my husband and my kids and my job and my dad's failing health or whatever the issue is. My focus is scattered on everybody else. Well, where's the time for you? And you're thinking, well, I haven't really made any time. I just don't have time for myself. Or you might be watching too much TV and on your downtime, instead of, hey, maybe taking 15, 20 minutes and doing some self-care. You don't have to do it for 3 hours a day. Just do a little bit of self-care each day, okay? Or take a couple days off, but make it a point to do self-care 3 days a week. If you've never done self-care before, you've never took care of yourself, start with one time a week, and then the next week start with 2 days, next week 3 days. Just build up a little bit. Or if you do it 10 minutes, do it 15 minutes next week. Does this make sense? Little bitty steps. Okay. So we figure out where our focus is, and we're like, okay, we got to put our focus back on ourselves. This is our first step. We take our focus, we refocus on ourselves. Power of focus is a human's greatest power. We do that focus, and then we connect with our breath, and we start breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth. We're putting our focus and our attention in the present moment and then on our breath, and we're doing the breath work. Okay, this is one way we take care of our body, is breath work. Because when you meditate, you are going within. When you spend time with yourself, you don't have to call it meditation, but when you spend time just with you, close your eyes, and you connect with that inner world, and you connect with that breath, you're starting to heal, and you're starting to get your power back, your fuel. I call it fuel, because when your energy's scattered, your focus is scattered, your energy's scattered, which is your powers. When you put that focus back, you can start getting a little bit more of that fuel back. You start grabbing it back, and you're like, man, you can breathe a little bit better. You can kind of see, just gaining, filling up, just feeling more energy, okay? So you're just getting that energy back on yourself. And when you do the breath work, you're transmuting energy, and you're basically balancing your energies. You're balancing your chakras, okay? You're calming your mind and your body down, which is the third step. focus breath work, and then you calm your body and your mind down with the breath work. And what's that do on the third step when you're calm? You connect and you're in alignment with your higher self, where you get your answers and your healing that you need. This is how you tap into your powers. This is like Earth school. This is like Earth class right now. Okay? It sounds simple, but it does take a lot of consistency and practice, just like going to the gym. I can't go get muscles unless I go do the action. Okay? Because we are learning how to change energy from one form to another. That's what you have to learn. Every single person on earth has to learn this. This is our number one purpose, is to know we're fully in control of ourselves and we can change energy from one form to another. We call that transmuting energy. You can do that with your breath. You can do it with different techniques. You just got to make sure your energy is balanced and you're in alignment with your higher self, okay? With your perspective. All right. And then it'll tell you what you need to do to implement into your life. It's going to give you all these things. Slow and steady implement the goals of self-care into your life. You have to do, I'm just telling you right now, you have to do cardio at least 3 days a week. You're going to have to work yourself up to this. 20 minutes at least. It keeps our heart healthy and our energy balanced. And it keeps everything kind of the dark and the low vibrations. It keeps them out of our body. It keeps us at a high vibration. When we're at a high vibration state, you don't get sick. You're happy, you're in peace, and you're just like flowing through life. And you're manifesting what you want, okay? So when you do self-healing and self-care, you start controlling your reality and manifesting what you want and not what you don't want. So that should inspire and motivate you to do self-care. What's the point of working all the time and having money if you can't enjoy it? What the heck's the point? I don't want any money if I can't enjoy it. If I'm not healthy and I don't feel good. The way our health, that's the abundance. You got to take care of yourself. It's highly, highly important. Be selfish about it. That's what my session said last week. Be selfish. Make sure you're almost all the way full before you go try to help anybody else out. No offense, but I don't want you coming to help me if you're not healthy. If you tell me you're a healer and you have all kinds of issues, it's a no for me. I'm not saying we have to be perfect. I'm not perfect healer, but I do make sure I'm pretty much on point. Like my health's on point. I don't try to show up with you guys heavy. If I'm in fear or in turmoil, I'm not putting that energy on you. Hopefully I'm taking care of that. Because I know everybody is sensitive, especially my clients and my subscribers. Most people are sensitive, meaning we're absorbing energy without us knowing it, and we got to learn how to not absorb it, okay? And this is one way, self-healing and self-care. We got to get in control of our inner world, of our energy, okay? And this is how we do that. So just to reiterate that one of the most important life lessons that we are learning here, okay, even if you don't believe in past lives or any of that, and this current life is the only important thing anyways, is self-care and self-healing, okay? You deserve that, and you deserve to live the best life, but you have to make yourself do this. So we're solitude, meditation, the breath work, you already know that, cardio, stretching or yoga. If you're a male, you want to do stretching, that's fine, but there's male yoga, it's really fun. And then eating better, drinking water, resting, spending time outside. It's important. And just trying to learn and be aware of how you're thinking and feeling so that you can start being aware of what you're broadcasting. And you'll do this along the way. But meaning you want to start learning how to tap into the power and harness your powers, okay? And I have other videos on how to do that. So that'll be after you've done your self-healing and your self-work, you'll start learning. It just keeps getting better, okay? This just keeps getting more fun. And then you can teach your kids or your friends, your partner, whoever's around you. This is a very, very exciting journey. It sounds pretty mundane and boring, but this is the most exciting journey you could ever take. is learning how to do self-care and self-healing. Well, why? Well, because you start learning how to use your powers, and then you harness them and you start creating whatever you want, because you're in power, you're in control, nothing's pulling you. You don't care if you have $1 million or zero. You don't care if you have a person by your side or none, because you're just walking the walk. You're living the life that you deserve. That's what you deserve. Okay? Take care of your body. If you have mind issues, take care of your mind. Anxiety, depression, it's just a state. You have heart issues, stomach issues, cancer. I don't care what you have, you can transmute it, and you don't have to live like that. It doesn't have to control you. That's what you need to know today, okay? That's why self-healing and self-care is important. And doctors do tell you this. They can't make you do that, but you can't expect or depend on anybody for this. You're riding your own bicycle from now on. This is what you're learning here. We're riding our own bicycle. Even if we fall off and, we take a week off because, we got lazy, that's all right. We're going to get right back on it. I'm going to try again this week. If you fall back, get right back on, okay? So it's important just to, if you do fall back, just be patient and reset your goals for the next week and say, okay, I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna do it now. And don't burn yourself out. Don't make yourself do meditation every single day and go work out every day. You're gonna get burnt out. Slow and steady as you implement your new goals into your life. And to add to this, add to the lesson of self-care and self-healing, the most important thing in your life is being loyal to yourself. That's a part of this. So you can't pick and focus on everybody else and leave yourself depleted. We have to be loyal to ourselves, honest, show up, and be the person who we're supposed to be, and find out who we're going to become. You can't do that when you're not being loyal to yourself. So if somebody doesn't make you happy, you don't want to be with that person, it's a no. I'm not saying it's comfortable or not painful to move forward, but it's a no. If you have everybody's thoughts and everybody else's stuff seeping into your energy, you're not being loyal to yourself and you're not taking care of yourself. It's important to be honest and truthful with yourself. That is why it's important to spend time by yourself, doing your self-care and your self-healing, because you're reconnecting with your higher self, with your soul. Remember, on that third step, we're aligning with our higher self, with our soul, and it's telling us who our true self is, what we want, what we're doing, what our purpose is, and what the right path is for us. Some people don't evolve and grow. A lot of people don't, so you can't take them with you. Their energy's seeping and it blocks you and it just makes you sick. So it's okay to leave anyone that does not serve your better good. I don't care if you're worried about finances, you're not in the position, you cannot ever depend on anybody else, whether it's a doctor, preacher, your friend, or your partner. Okay? I would never go to the doctor if I had cancer. I would never go to a preacher if I needed answers about the wisdom of life. They only know what's in the Bible. I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm just explaining, when I went through a trauma, when I went through really bad experiences in my life, none of those people could help me. So you don't want to depend on anybody for finances or wisdom or any of that, because you have it all within you. You have that because you know now you have that power within you. You're tapping into that. Yes, can you get help and guidance from the right people? Absolutely. But what I'm saying is if you're focused on all the wrong doors, okay, you're not going to be living the life that you deserve. If you're focused on the wrong partner, or you have people in your life that doesn't help you and push you and evolve you and level you up, but they're holding you back, you got to let them go. Or anything. So for example, if you vaping is not good for your lungs. It's just time to write down, oh, I probably should make that a goal. You don't have to immediately, The most important thing I really want you to be working on is your mindset, the way you're thinking and feeling first. Controlling the emotions, the emotional regulation. And we do that by solitude and focus. And then we're focused on our breath, and we're focused on making sure we're seeing life for what it is by aligning with our higher self, and we're seeing things for what it is. We're getting the answers and the healing. Yes. Being loyal to yourself is important. Choosing you is important. Choosing your happiness is important. This is your destiny. This is what lesson that all of us have to learn, and a lot of us are not learning it. They might be. I'm not trying to put that. I'm just saying you'll notice some people not learning it and some people that are. Okay? And for me, most people around me, they're not it's not clicking yet. So this is what we're here for, to give out this wisdom and truth to help things click if people are ready to evolve and level up, if it resonates. Okay? So if you've ever questioned, I've had this question a lot. Spirit World told me last week, it is highly, highly important that, and even during one of my sessions for myself, because my third eye is, it means loyalty. And I asked what that meant. It's purple and it means loyalty. And Spirit World told me it's because I'm very loyal. And I said, what does that mean? Loyal to the universe or like to myself? And they said, to yourself. And I said, is that important? And they said, absolutely. It is a lesson people have to learn. So I'm sharing this wisdom with you. So being loyal is highly, highly important. And that comes with the self-healing and self-care and being selfish. Absolutely. When your cup feels almost full, do you know how you're showing up for everybody else? Awesome. I'm liking your energy. So is everybody else. Okay. So we got to make sure we check ourselves first before we start helping everybody else or showing up for everybody else. If you just, if you're not like a community server or anything. But anything that doesn't serve your highest good, your happiness, you're going to have to learn how to let go. Okay. That'll take time. All right. I will send out more videos. Stay tuned for more wisdom messages and more earth school stuff. I'm calling this, that's what I call my classes when I do yoga, is earth school, because we're learning how to be in a body and we're learning about earth, and we're not attached to that because we know we move on and go on, right? That's what we're learning. Okay. I'm sending you lots of love, healing, strength, and light along your journey. Go implement those goals and ride that bicycle. Have fun, lighten up, and take care of yourself and be loyal to yourself. I'll see you next time.